as you saw in the last video, this is the new car, which we're putting together for a very special trip, and today is going to be the start of the build process. So, we've got some seats, some other bits in there that I haven't shown you yet. I ceramic coated the wheels last night. So these are the wheels for it. Very special set of T37s. They are in jack fitment. It doesn't matter because I kind of wanted to use them for this and then potentially use them for other cars afterwards, or maybe sell them, whatever. So yeah, those are going to go on. It already has BC coilovers. Shout out to BC. 3 parts Brembo brakes. Obviously it is supercharged. Nice black leather interior. Really should probably leave these seats in because obviously it's going to be like -20 there, but you can't beat a set of Recaros. And for the sort of driving we're going to be doing, being stable in the seat is probably better. So we'll see. Probably going to put seats in. I think what we're going to do next first is we can't get the ice spike tyres until we're in Finland. So I think we're going to get them fitted out there. So I'm going to fit another set of tyres to these, which are the right size, so as at least I can set the suspension up. Oh, Rave's calling me. Rave, would you like to speak to yourself? I haven't got tyres yet, I haven't got the ice tyres, getting out of those out there. So I've got some other tyres. I've got a pair on these wheels that don't need to be on here anymore because we can use different tyres on these wheels this year. And then I've got a pair of used fronts here that are the right size, so I can at least set the suspension and alignment and all that sort of stuff at the right heights to suit the tyres. So yeah, I'm going to pop these off and then get them onto the other wheels. So, all 4 tyres changed. All 4 tyres changed. That was hard work. T's are with tyres that haven't been pulled off for a while is actually quite difficult. So yeah, they're all changed. Now we're going to jack the car up, get the adapters on there, bolt a couple of wheels on, see where it's at, and then probably start messing with suspension heights, alignment, to get all that set up first. Then we can start looking at seats and all that stuff. So there you are, BC coilovers in there. This car has currently got a stud kit on it. Now, because I've got to run adapters, I've got to take that stud kit out, so we'll do that now. We have taken the wheels off, removed all the studs. They are over here with the spacers. Now we have 2 pairs of adapters, hub-centric adapters. Well, this is difficult with one hand. Now I understand why all the YouTube people struggle. So these are a pair of 5x114 to 5x120 adapters. So we've got 2 different sizes because from my calculations the front needs 5mm different to the back to have good fitment. So we've got 2 different sizes for that. So yeah, we're going to get these out of the pack now, try them on, try the wheels on, see where we sit. Test fitted the wheels, trying to work out which spacers are for the front and which for the back because I can't remember when I worked it out. But that looks seriously cool. So we've got to put a little bit more camber in the front, take a little bit camber out of the back. The back's got about 2.5 degrees and we want to get as little camber as we can in it. Change spacers over because we've got small ones on front and back at the moment to work out which ones are which. But the small ones are for the back and the bigger ones are for the front for sure. So yeah, I'm going to switch these over now and try again. So I fiddled around with heights and camber on this side. Obviously it's jacked up on the other side right now, so you can't get an idea. We've got as much camber out the back as we could. Put a bit of camber into the front. We've got to get some bigger adapters because we've got a bit more space than we thought. So now we are currently dealing with studs. These are the last ones and these ones are stuck. So they've been whammed in with some serious Loctite and can't get them out. So I'm going to have to heat them up, try and get them out. Wheels look really good. So yeah, going to get these studs out, then we can fit the last adapter on the front I'm going to adjust the ride heights a little bit. I've raised the back a tiny bit because we do need a bit of room for the snow. Going to raise the front a little bit and then see how it sits. Yeah, and I think after that, probably get on the splitter and then maybe the seats. Got all the studs out with this handy tool. Induction heater, probably the best thing you could buy if you work on cars. So, all 5 of the studs are out. That one's roasting hot. But yeah, just heating them up and they came straight out. So now we can get front adapter on, lift the front up a little bit on this side, square off the camber, and then we're pretty much there with the suspension set up for now until we can get the knuckle adapters on and align it. The wheels are on, heights are preliminary set, so I put the knuckle adapters on, not 100% on the front, but the back is where it wants to be. So next is going to be probably looking at the splitter, see if we can get the other one on there, then we can start looking at some other bits. So I'll show you the wheels now. They look, it's the first set of T37s I've ever had, to be fair, and they look unreal. The back looks a little bit weak at the moment because it needs a spoiler, but it looks good. Yeah, it looks so cool. And the colour is perfect against the grey. Look at this side. Yeah. Looks spot on. So, let's get on and have a look at the splitter, see what the old one's saying. We need to take that off and then we can get the new one on. The splitter was a bit of a fight. Strange design splitter, but basically there's an aluminium guard underneath it to stop it exploding. And that covered up all of the bolt holes that bolt it to the bumper. So that was a bit of a fight, but got the old splitter off, got the new one mounted nicely to the bumper, put some extra bolts in it because there's a high chance it might grab a fair chunk of snow and I don't want it ripping off. The felt standard under tray is pretty wrecked, which they always are these days, so I'm going to put an aluminium one on it someday next week. But wheels are on, need bigger adapters for the front because the fitment's not quite where I want it. It would look a bit better, it would definitely look a lot better, but the camber is where I need it. But the camera is where I need it to work with the knuckle adapters that I'm going to put on it, so it's got a good bit of lock. So I'll show you now how it looks with the new splitter, which is definitely an upgrade for sure. So, as you can see, that splitter is the same. It's almost the same. It's the same sort of shape, but it's not quite as big as the one on my ring car, which I'll show you here. So it's very similar to that one. However, that one is a much better quality splitter, but then that one is like 1,300 quid or something silly, whereas this one, I'm pretty sure, I got it used off of a friend. I'm pretty sure this is the like M2 Motorsport one, which is only like 500 quid. And it's alright, it's the right shape, it looks good, but it's just not anywhere near the quality, and like the brake duct vents aren't very nicely fitted and stuff like that. But it looks a lot better, that's for sure. And then the TEs, they look great. Got the back fitting nicely. We're only running fairly small tyres because the ice driving tyre, the ice spiked tyres that we'll be getting out in Finland, they're only small. 225 fronts, 245 rears. So I just chucked some 225 fronts and 245 rears on to kind of set it up, and that is looking good. So we've also got this OEM lip's going to come off, got a little carbon lips put on, and then we've got a nice big spoiler to go on it. Kind of going for the look, kind of like Japanese drift car-y kind of look with it, but while staying quite clean. Yeah, so all that stuff is done. I now might chuck the seats in, to be fair, because they're pretty simple, they look nice. So yeah, I might put the seats in now, because though this has very good, it's got very nice quality black leathers, you can't beat set of Recaro poles in any car. Audio might not be great because I've got, oh, wrong way, that thing on in the background because it's actually really cold in here now. Seems we've got cold all of a sudden, but we're on to seat mounts. So I don't like having a slider, so I'm just removing the sliders from these mounts, and I'll put these mounts on here with the seat in whatever position works, and that'll probably put the sliders on the passenger side. Seats are always a fight. It doesn't matter what you're doing with seats. Well, no, that's not true. If you use the right mounts, now I bought these seats second hand, so I just bought them with the mounts they came with. Anyway, I normally just use direct to floor mounts because it makes your life so much easier, but these came with like an SW Motorsport base mount and then a different side mount and sliders, and I don't like sliders because they end up sitting too high. So took them apart, put them back together, blah blah blah. But yeah, it was a pain in the arse to the driver's side. So let's go around there. Driver's side's done and in. Much more comfortable, much more supportive, and obviously can't go wrong with a Recaro. They just look good. So now it's time to do passenger side. It is now cold and pretty late, and I am done for the day. We've got both seats in. On the passenger side, I'm not 100% happy with the position. I might put it ever so slightly further back. It's fine, but obviously it's on a slider, and if you're going to have it on a slider, you might as well have a little bit of movement both ways. But ideally, I want to have it movable forward so as we can get stuff in and out of the back easily without having to go through the boot. Anyway, yeah, so both seats are now in, as you can see. And then I've just spent the last bit of time tidying up. Next things we're going to go on the car. We got spoiler come in, boot lip, bigger adapters for the front to get the front fitment spot on, service kit because we need to do some maintenance for taking it to a place that is fairly regularly like minus 25. Aluminium under tray for the front. Need to do that because probably going to be picking up quite a lot of snow and need as much strength to that front end as we can, and also in case we end up in a snowbank. We'd like to keep the front end together. What else we got? We've got a load of random bits we need to wire up. We need to wire up some bits for the light bars because fairly high chance we're going to need to run a light bar possibly on a roof bar on the roof, so we can actually see what we're doing, because we don't know where we're going to go yet, but we're going to explore. So yeah, could kind of do with something. What else? Charging equipment. Obviously we're going to be in the middle of nowhere, and cameras, GoPros, laptops, phones, all that sort of stuff, you can't just charge that off a cigarette lighter. So we've got like a wire-in power inverter and then like a charge bank that can basically charge everything that we're taking with us. So when we're out for the day, if we're out for a long time and we get stuck or whatever, we can still charge stuff up and be able to film and blah blah blah. We have neons, yes, glow kit. We've got some neons coming from them, just because it'd be quite cool if we can catch the northern lights with the cars, get the neons on the cars with northern lights in the background. It would look pretty cool. Test fitted the canards. I'm not really sure if I like them or not, so I don't know. I might fit them, I might not. Yeah, we're almost there. Car looks wicked. I'm well happy with the TEs. They really suit the car. Definitely need something on the back here, so I'll probably pull off the OEM lip, and I've got a slightly bigger carbon lip, and then we've got a big spoiler to go on the back, so it will look a little bit more like the ring car, which, as you can see, has a big CSL boot lid and then a big carbon GT4 spoiler on the back, which makes the back end of these, I think, look a lot cooler. Gives it a much nicer shape to the back end. So we want to do that on this one as well, because you've got a big splitter on the front, cool wheels, and you look at the back and it all looks cool and aggressive, and then it kind of gets lost here. So yeah, spoilers go on there, and then carbon lip on there as well. And I think that's it. Need to get some show plates made. That is sort of like the first episode of the build of this car, prepping it for the Arctic Circle. Next video is going to be the maintenance stuff, setting up the suspension properly, getting it all aligned, wiring in the bits and bobs. Yeah, the final bits of prep, and then the car leaves in a week tomorrow, and then I leave in 2 weeks tomorrow to go and do what is potentially a pretty crazy trip, but I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. So we'll see you on the next one.